Hey ho, let's go, Eurovision fans. The first rehearsals have taken place, and we have got three pictures from each performer. So, what I will do today is I will categorize the first semi-final pictures into three categories, the countries into three categories. The first one will be the wow factor, those who have the effect like, whoa, like, what the hell, like, we did not expect that staging. Definitely, they put in a lot of effort into thinking it through. Maybe they made it like totally different from the national selection, maybe similar but with different like movement effects, whatnot. My second one will be called underwhelming based on the pictures that we have. And then the third one will be the promising, so to say, category. The promising category meaning that we can see some improvements. We can see that the picture looks better than the national selection, but there is still something to be done. Either we don't know the whole story and they don't want to reveal the whole story, or there is something that just doesn't let me say that it's like, oh wow, wow. Without further ado, you're on Tatiana Spiteri channel. Do subscribe if you still have not. Greetings from sunny Malta. Let's go. So in my wow category, I have put two performances this time from semi-final one. My very first one is Teo Evan from Cyprus, because OMG. Now we've already heard, prior to Eurovision rehearsals, we had heard that there will be some scaffolding and that the performance is going to be so tricky that his feet are never going to touch the ground, and that he is going to probably just jump around, do some acrobatic tricks, and that they were like weighing heavily on him, on the performer, to the extent that he even fainted after one of the rehearsals. That's how demanding the performance will be for the artist. Now, maybe it's too much. Cyprus likes to overdo it when maybe they should sometimes just, let the singer sing and focus on the vocals. But, we'll see. Now, the pictures that we have here have blown my mind because, yes, we have the scaffolding kind of construction. I kind of expected maybe a little bit more floors or something, but it's going to be more like compact. But this contrast of black and white and him sort of like, like this human picture with hands all over the place, yeah, it's something artistic, something that Eurovision hasn't seen before. It's definitely not going to be boring, and I think they do not, of course, want us to see everything with all the tricks, all the jumps, all the flips, whatever he's going to do. In one of the pictures we can see this kind of water, yeah, so that makes me think that we will have either the water effect or some kind of mini aquarium under him, mini pool, there are so many fiery performances this year in Eurovision. And by the way, who said there is no fire? Because I see fire in performances already. So what's this hype about, like, the fuss about having no fire in Basel? I can see quite a lot of fire in the other pictures, but this one will be kind of on the opposite side. It will be this, I don't know, visual feng shui, if you call it that way. It will be something to behold. I think Cyprus, for a reason, is the last performance of semi-final one. It will be already tricky to, make the scaffolding tower, but it will also demand a lot to remove all of that from the stage, and it will produce this kind of last bombastic feeling on the Eurovision viewers and be like, OMG, like what has just happened in the last 3 minutes. So I am impressed. I'm impressed. The second performance that I put into my wow factor category, it's Red Sebastian. Now, on the one hand, you can say like, but what's new? Okay, red against red. First of all, compared to the national selection, it is quite different because he's not standing on that construction on the pedestal. Otherwise, there would be two Teo Evans. He's not, repeating that. They decided to take a different approach to make him connect more to the audience, to have this more like personal one-on-one kind of impression. And I think that will affect us more than him just standing on some kind of, construction so like high, so elevated that it creates this disconnection. It will definitely be more intimate. The bright red has become even brighter. The fires behind him, or what does it look like? It looks like this kind of volcanic or something eruption behind him, and I think it's going to be mesmerizing. It's going to take us to this parallel reality of Sebastian. This is not going to be forgotten. Definitely not. Definitely not. Then we can see him in another picture, like dragging this mic. So this is going to come from a place of power, we've got the power. Yeah, he's got the power, he's got the mic, he'll be dragging it all around. And I think they're still keeping up a couple of moments kind of unshown, that it will not be just him, although he will concentrate on singing. He is, a professional, learning to be a professional singer. But like, this will not be aesthetic as we think. I believe he will not be like doing some kind of lighter dance moves, but I think we'll see a more vivid performance than we originally thought. And I want to move not to my middle category, but to my kind of low category, if we can call it that way, called underwhelming. Now, maybe you disagree with me, maybe not, but I think most of us guys will agree that Slovenia's Clemen, yeah, is definitely one of the less thought out maybe stagings of this year. In the three pictures that we have, like, it's just static, and not much has changed, even in terms of, I believe they will still turn him around 180 degrees, and he'll be singing upside down at some point. I think they are simply repeating the national selection performance, but they really haven't. There is nothing, to like grab. There is no moment to remember, I think. And those who have seen the national selection will already be kind of distracted and disappointed. And those who see it for the first time, I think, yeah, vocally it should be great, but they will might not be, engaged in this kind of static performance. Like, there is almost no difference between the three pictures that we have. Next, I have Croatia on my list. The pictures that we see, they're not like showing maybe so much of the singer himself so far, at least, as just a change of colors from green to pink, to darker. I believe the whole performance might pass like kind of as a kaleidoscope of just, different colors changing and striking you. And there will not be as much to remember of the singer himself, his face, like his close ups. We need more close ups. We need it to be more like Bambi Thug, kind of, poison cake is a bit on the dark side, so show us the dark side, do it in a kind of, yeah, kind of mesmerizing, maybe witchy, performance. So look at Poland, look at Justina, look how you can make a dark performance, but at the same time you can make it shine, and if it's poison cake, will there be any cake, or is it just, in the music video, and nothing is going to be the same on the stage of Eurovision? I didn't expect much, but it's still a bit underwhelming. And I'm moving on to my third underwhelming. I'm not impressed so far because it repeats the national selection for the most part. It's Estonia and Tommy Cash. Don't get me wrong, I love Tommy Cash's, creativity, and in general, he is he's just a lovable dude, and like kind and fun to talk to. But we expected the Estonia, like, since they are aiming for top three, everybody was hoping for, like, come on, Estonia, for once you have a chance to make it to top three, first time since 2000, yeah, with come on everybody, da, 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 yeah, like for the very first time, in so many years, in 20, what, 4 years, yeah, like five, Estonia had a real chance. I'm saying had a real chance to make it to top two or three. I think it could have been a top three. At least it could have been a winner with televotes, either first or second. Not with this staging, I'm afraid. Not with the original national performance staging. We do not see much difference. If you have seen the national selection, you know what I'm talking about. We still have the same poses. So we have this opening, like looking at the espresso cup. Yeah, we have the same security. Behind, we have totally the same outfit, kind of Trumpish outfit with a long, tie all the way to his knees, Estonia's problem is not the lack of catchy songs. Estonia's problem is laziness in staging. I will put it this way. Yeah, let's be honest. Like, the broadcaster is not, like, they always want to play it safe, and they're afraid to do something like super, super, outstanding and out of their comfort zone. And being in the comfort zone does not always end well, for Eurovision participants. So we'll see now. I do not see Estonia anymore with this staging in top three. I don't, I think they might still come as top six or seven, but we'll have to see, the whole performance. And to my last and majority category, it's promising, promising. So the first one in this category for me is Netherlands Cloud, or Claude, however you pronounce his name. Yeah, and this is a complete change from national selection, and he now appears in this like classy outfit, and giving us some kind of, I don't know, James Bondish look or whatever you call it. Yeah, very stylish, very designer look, and I expect that seeing, like this kind of violinists around him, that it will be more like on the, let's call it pretense orchestra, because obviously it's only vocals which are live in Eurovision. And I'm not sure it is the same as seeing the music video with him like doing all this crump and chest and whatnot, like I loved the music video. I loved the concept. It was artistic, it was about paintings, it was about him reproducing classical pieces. Yeah, the music video and this have very little in common, and I understand now. And as I mentioned, he wouldn't be dancing as much. Obviously, he'll need to concentrate on vocals. We saw only one, if I'm not mistaken, or two, yeah, like performances of him live recently, and in both of them, when he moved a lot, when he walked a lot, his vocals were a bit shaky. So if he wants to appeal to jury as much as to public, he and his team obviously decided on him being more like static rather than walking, popping, locking and whatnot. But that will take something away maybe from the from the overall feel, or maybe it will add to it. I don't know, maybe it will give it this Salvador Sobral kind of vibe. What do you guys think? Drop in the comments below. No hate, just discussions at this point. I think I would like to see Claude just a little bit more accessible. Now he looks like an unattainable kind of, he doesn't look like a refugee from Congo. Now he looks like this unattainable like Sinatra type of guy. I don't know. And I wanted him to be more like, hey guys, I'm like, just like you and me, like doing some street moves and hanging out, and also I can sing, check me out. Moving on to my second country in this list of promising, it's San Marino and of course Gabri Ponte. Like pictures obviously of a DJ were expected to be like that to some extent, with him at this like with turntables, whatnot, at the machines. And his outfit is very shiny, very like the silver shining outfits are probably number one most popular in Eurovision, and not without a reason. It's easy to play on the light, then it's easy to make it look different colors, and that's why every picture we see, one is like in purple and pink, another in blue, another in like yellowish. So this will be all about playing with colors, playing with strobe lights, playing with various stage cameras, and of course just the vivid Gabri Ponte himself. It is not underwhelming, but at the same time, I wonder what happens then to the singers. Right now, I believe the singers will be just standing on his right, like they were in the recent pre-party in Madrid, yeah, and they will not be in the focus. They'll probably still be in either half masks or full masks, but the focus will be on Gabri himself. And will it be enough? We'll see. The song is fun. Everybody will be singing "Hey," yeah. But is it "Hey" enough to pass to the grand final? My next promising, but I was like between promising and wow factor. It's Justina of Poland. Yay, Gaia Queen. Yeah, because on the one hand, it's very similar to the national selection, very, very similar. She will be also flying, we'll see her descending from the sky, although this part, not everybody, recommended her to take to buzzer stage. She still decided to fly. Okay, let's go with it. I believe there'll still be a lot of this like dance slash gym, moves. And we can see, of course, her dancers. She brought them with her. So for the most part, it will be probably some 90 to 95% the same as in the national selection. Just the colors will be up, and some visual, backs will be a little different. We can see that in the main picture, which was posted the first as the first one, yeah, on social media. She is in this final pose with the dancers holding her up like a goddess, and with some kind of dragon picture behind. And then one of the other pictures that Eurovision official has posted, there was this picture with her like walking with this dragon outfit. Now, if she puts that on, it will be really impressive. How will she be dancing with it is another question, So probably it's a matter of putting this like kind of, I don't know, dragon wings behind her and then taking them off or something. I don't know. Or will the dragon be just on the background? The fourth country in this category for me is Sweden. Kai. Yeah, again, very similar to national selection. Nothing to be hating on, nothing to be really like hyping about. I can see that we're going to see like our guys near some Christmas trees, near some evergreen trees, and near this like stones with sauna. So it will be similar to the national selections in many respects, and they will probably add a couple of fun movements, dancers dressed up in a towel, yeah, and the sauna hat will be like dancing in the back. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for sure. Like, I'm not sure there is much more to that than what we saw in the national selection. It will be just brighter. It will be just more memorable for sure. Now, my next country in the promising category based on the photos is, I'm not talking about qualifiers or not. For that, go and check out my qualification video, which I made of both semifinals. I believe I have already spoken out about my predictions. And here we are just discussing who has kind of improved or upped their chances or not. Yeah, based on the photographs. Now, Norway and Kyle Alessandro is actually also looking quite strong. I like that he is wearing this, like, how is he wearing that? How is he gonna dance in that, like, very nice, like, heavy armor on his shoulders? And many Eurovision viewers will be like, woo, I need to vote for that knight. I need my knight in shining armor. Yeah, I definitely do. And he's such a cutie patootie, as I said in all my videos. And check out my interview with him if you still have not. Kyle has been so sweet all the time with everyone. Now, about the performance itself, I can see fire. I don't know how they added fire, but I can see fire, so I don't know what about the cancellation of fire talk before. It will be very, very similar to the national selection, but maybe it should be that way because in this case, I don't want to take anything in or out. So, yeah, like from the performance, just like in Swedish performance, it's almost like how it should be, and just small adjustments can be made. And I like that we have a picture of him sitting and singing just very intimately into the camera, into the mic. I think this will be something unusual for those who have seen a million times, his national selection video. This will be something more intimate. This will take us to a different sort of atmosphere and show us the same night, but much closer, speaking like Clemen to our heart. Yeah. My next country that has surprised me a little bit, but I'm putting it in my promising category because I want to see more. It's Azerbaijan and Mamogama. Definitely a grower because I already love the song and I think the song deserves to qualify, but I wasn't sure about how they're going to stage it. We'll see some fires, we'll see like a very sleek and very how to call it, like such shiny black outfits. It's like they don't look super like flat or something. They make them look a little bit like a survivor park. They make them look a little bit kind of shinier and standing out. And even though I can see that the background is also dark, please Azerbaijan, don't do it as dark as last year. Yeah, but at the same time it looks super super stylish and makes them, definitely gives them a few more points from different countries. The overall picture with them and the fires on their left and right, I think, yeah, obviously not only Azerbaijan will be using fires in that case, but I think this will be definitely growing on many people, just like Germany did last year when we saw that the performance is fiery. Isaac can actually deliver awesome, impeccable vocals. This guy's vocals are also going to be impeccable, and the vocalist is also charming. So I do not see why Azerbaijan cannot qualify. But we need to see more. We need to see, I think there will be a little bit more movement. I think we will see the vocalist walking a little bit more across the stage. I do not see it as a static performance. Obviously, those who play the guitar and stuff will not be running all around. I think so. But the vocalist, I think, will interact a lot with the audience, as he should. Next one in my promising category, Albania. Our vocalist here, she is so like dressed up. Oh my god, she prepared a lot with her costume, and even though it's similar to the national selection, but I think she and her team have worked their asses off all day and night to create like this flying and ethereal dress, costume that will take their performance to a higher level. Am I a fan of the other vocalist just standing still and being like a security in Tommy Cash's performance? Not really. It bothers me a little bit, just like it bothers a lot of Eurovision viewers. Like, why is it so static? And his vocals are also a little bit so like kind of on the doom side. We don't want it to be so doom. There's also fireworks. At the end we see fireworks. We see like the splash of light at the end. So we expect a similar ending as in Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan's performance, but I'm expecting to see more. For now, it's promising for me. It's not yet a wow, but it is. It can be, walking into the wow direction if we see a little bit more, dynamics happening on stage. I'm moving on to my next promising category country, that is Ukraine. Now, I didn't know exactly where to put it, where to place it, because obviously we will see a change of colors in the outfits, yes, and there will be, as I can see from the pictures, a couple of like dynamic parts with jumping and whatnot. I'm trying to understand where exactly in the song are they planning to, they're planning to put it in, because they're like the song is actually quite smooth, the song is a little bit more on the balladic side than on the hey, hey ho, let's go side. So how are they going to incorporate the jumps? How they're going to, sort of find this moment to jump around. I want to know. I want to know. But apart from that, very creative, obviously, designer outfits. Um, Maybe the idea here, because the topic is birds of prey, like they look a little bit like birds. They look a little like birds, like a little bit fluffy. Maybe. I want to know more. I want to see more. For now, for me, it's in the middle somewhere. And my last country to talk about in the promising category, it's Iceland and vibe. Yeah, because we see an unusual kind of boat. So it's not only JJ this year with the boat; it's also Iceland with the boat, sailing all the way from the north, to conquer our hearts. Like, interesting solution. Probably it will be just an intro. I expect most of the performance for them to be dancing, just like in the national selection. I expect everything to be sleek and smooth and just like usual jumpy, vibe atmosphere. Yeah, yeah, ding dong. Yeah. Whether it will up their chances or not, we'll see, but it definitely hasn't decreased their chances for qualification. So well done, Iceland. I think you're on the right way. There wasn't much you could do, to attract more attention, because the guys are already jumping out of their skin, like what else do you want from them? Yeah, and yeah, same silvery outfits. So probably, even though there are dress rehearsals coming up, I think we won't see much of a dress change in this particular case. So those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? There's obviously no hate against certain countries. I just wanted to express my thoughts based on the pictures. I know that after like every country puts out their pictures on Instagram, what happens is, fans go like, oh, now this will certainly qualify. This will absolutely qualify. Guys, you'll see, this is underrated. This will definitely be in the grand final. Will it? Because not every country will. Let's be honest. There are 15 countries in the first semi, 10 will pass. There are 16 countries in the second semi, only 10 will pass. So no, we cannot count on every country just because of their staging improvement to pass to the final. It is still very much about the song. It is still very much about the vocals, about the overall ability to connect to, the audience through the cameras and to kind of fire it up, to make it sing along and whatnot. So let us not forget that this is not about only visuals. This is also very much about vocals. This is very much about the nervousness, the nerves, the preparation, the stamina, and of course, some singers simply might be losing their voice a little bit closer to the semis and finals. So fingers crossed that everybody is going to be in their good standing on that Basel, Switzerland stage. Do you guys agree or disagree with my thoughts? If you disagree, it's fine. If you agree, it's fine. It's just an open platform to discuss. And I cannot wait to discuss the second semi very soon with you. See you. Bye.